And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness Rage across New York. Today's scene is set on the Sept of the Green, one of the usual spots where these characters actually hang out. It's set at the lake after meeting with Shinlo and Kailani. Tlata is actually she wants some quiet time. Today has been fairly busy and her wounds are still like itching as they're healing and yeah she decides to go to that one place that she usually can find some peace and quiet and to think about all the things that she needs to be doing and all the steps that she needs to be taking in the upcoming days. So she goes to the lake and is just sitting down there, kind of as usual, taking off her shoes and letting her feet kind of hang in the water. It's getting kind of cooler now that that fall has actually, well, is actually upon them. So yeah, she's sitting there, staring out over the water, watching like sometimes the bubbles of fish pop up in the water, or just from time to time just throws a rock in there. And it's there that we're gonna begin the scene.
And yeah, probably not intentionally kind of happening upon her is Aiden Lynch as he's walking, stopping every now and again to write in this little notepad he's been writing in lately, looking out at the lake. It seems his hair's kind of half in a braid, half in all, as he kind of rubs that up. Seems to be doing a lot of walking lately, a lot of alone time, sort of retreating. Still bold as brash, but definitely more reserved than he used to be. He'll probably just walk along and eventually will look up as he's mid writing something. We'll see Talate and we'll kind of awkwardly stand there like, oh shit, should I say, it's that type of thing. Should I say something? Should I not? And eventually he'll probably gingerly take a step back, not to disturb her, but eventually a branch will snap and he'll like close his eyes like, fuck. But we'll look up and close the notebook and, hi, Tate, sorry about that.
She like her head snaps up as the branch is snapping, and she looks around, sees Aiden, and just yeah, she'll nod. Um, hey, Aiden.
Sorry if I disturbed you there. It was, trees and fall for some reason. All the branches seem to be the most loudest when you're walking around.
It's fine. Um, I I don't mind people walking here. I was just thinking. Yeah, probably Aiden can see, especially now that she kind of has um her trousers kind of up pulled up until her knees, and her arms, like you can see on her arms and legs, pretty deep gashes. There are cuts, like there's some symbols cut into her flesh pretty deep
Mm-hmm.
that are healing but not completely gone yet.
Okay. Just make note of that. Like, oh, okay. He'll kind of shrug and kind of, rub the back of his head. So, how have you been?
I'm well. I have been busy.
Nod. Same as myself. Same as myself.
Yes, I heard the mission was successful.
Nod to himself. Look out at the lake as he's nodding. Yeah, it was, yeah. Didn't expect it to be, but he'll smile to himself a bit. Well, I like proving people wrong about things sometimes.
Why did you not expect it to be successful?
Look over at her. Well, the water told me that he didn't expect to see me back. It meant to be a suicide mission.
I see.
He was surprised anyone would volunteer to lead it.
Even suicide missions need to be done.
He kind of looked down. Oh, I know. But I've always had the habit of pulling things out of the bag when nobody expects to succeed.
Hmm. And I take it the storm was useful.
It was, no, it was great. It was very handy. It was exactly how exactly, worked out exactly like I planned.
It's good.
You're not. Yeah, well, everyone came back safe. Like, Will was fine, and, you know,
Yeah, I could tell.
it was good to work with him again.
He said so too.
We had a talk not too long back, and it was good. Just after he was back, himself. It
Yeah,
was good.
I'm glad. Did he did he tell you what happened?
He'll smile a bit. I mentioned how worried you would be if I let him get killed, so I made sure he came back. He kind of smirked just the slightest bit.
Yeah, it would be a waste to lose him.
True, and I didn't want a Wendigo chasing me around Sept.
I understand that Guru die on missions. I wouldn't chase you around on Sept. She actually frowns a little bit, like a little confused at that.
It's a
Doesn't
joke.
understand the joke.
Just forward playfully.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a joke. Don't worry.
Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. Just give a smile. That awkward smile as he's stuffing the notepad into his jacket.
She actually pull like a bag of like dried meat um from out of her pockets. It's not a very big bag, but just a snack. She'll offer him. You do you want something to eat?
That'd be great. Yeah, he kind of would sit himself down and awkwardly take off his boots and roll up his jeans, and we'll take a bit out as he pops his feet down in the lake.
She'll hand him the bag. It's
Yeah, eats like I think Talate knows Aiden's pigeon for fucking raw near raw meat at this stage. She
mm,
knows exactly how he likes his meat.
it's dried
So
beef.
it's not. It's not bad.
No,
Bit chewy,
it's,
but it's not bad.
it's Will's kinfolk. Uh, they usually give us the meat. I still don't like going into the city much.
He nods. Yeah, Sheila usually gets me like the real raw stuff, so it's nice.
So how how's your pack been doing lately?
We're okay. Dallas rubbed a little bit of the beard he's got. Well, Dallas is Dallas and getting herself in trouble as always. But Banshee took care of it, and I think she finally learned the lesson that I had to learn at one point.
I was gonna say sounds like someone I know.
Smirks a bit. But hey, we all charge ahead and ruin things at times with the best intentions, so she'll learn eventually. We all do, one way or the other.
We all do. I just had a conversation with Shinlo about failures actually.
Oh, Jesus. Gonna rub the back of his head. He's still trying to do that, is he?
Well, it was your alpha that set him on that task. I be surprised if he'd give up that easily.
I know, I know, I know. He's a determined little man. I'll give him that.
A bit loud sometimes.
Yeah, he'll just nod. He'll nod in agreement. Yeah, yeah. He can be a bit forceful.
Mm.
I don't know if you heard me speaking the other day. Apparently, a lot of people did.
Which day?
Monday. Monday, apparently. I was speaking to a few of my kin about stuff, and I just thought, time we talk to each other about shit.
About mission.
Just about everything. Where we are with each other, you know? I just thought it was fascinating that we could hold on to such things and hide every little thing we have with various techniques and just keep going. We're end up keep going, but getting really nowhere. I thought someone had to say something.
Well, we are Guru. Don't have much choice but to keep going.
I know, but we're fragile little things when you think about it, us Guru and kin.
Perhaps. I wouldn't consider us to be fragile, to be honest.
Not in the sense that we're weak, it's more there's such a delicate balance to us all that if you give it the slightest bit of a tip over the edge, you almost lose yourself.
Mm. I've never really thought of that.
Speaking of someone who pulled himself back out from, you look down, well, condition, they call it. It's an interesting experience.
A condition.
Well, they said it was the early stages of Orano from what Eric said.
I see.
Nod. But, as you said, we have to keep going.
Yes. I think that's the only certainty we have. If we stop, we die.
There's that, and then there's that maybe even a little bit of a fool's hope we all have in ourselves for the things we want in life, both as a guru and what we came before.
She looks a little confused at that.
Didn't smirk over at her. We all want the best of things for ourselves. The best, and it's each different for every person. Some it's tribe, some it's own personal gain, others it's just the best for the thing they want right then and there, but there's always something, that hope of something we want. We hide it. Very well, some of us. But it's there. And so it helped me crawl myself back out of the edge again.
And what is it that you want then?
Who look over at her and smirk a bit. Hope. Eventually. Just hope. I'll probably die fighting some wormish enemy in the middle of a hellhole or something. But as long as someone's behind me ready to take my place, then that's all I want. Just for someone to have that hope to keep fighting. I've lost things. In fact, I've lost probably one of the very few things that made me truly happy in my life. But if I give away of that, And how will I ever be a Fianna? How will I ever be a Guru if I just wash away in the lake? You know?
Yes. I am sorry, though, for your loss.
I look over at her. It was my own choice. In the end, this life we all have, it has sacrifices. Some are more heavier than others. I made that sacrifice. I'm down that path and I can't look back, because if I look back, then the sacrifice is worth nothing.
Hmm. I'm not sure, but that might be the philosophy I grew up with. We're known to look back.
Hmm. It is not. In the end, I think people forget to ask themselves, how much is your honor worth to you, and what's the price you are willing to pay for your duty? And can you live with it afterwards? I think a lot of people are realizing that most days.
She looks away at that point.
But it's always nice out here. Kind of look out the lake and pick up one of the rocks and kind of skim it so it like bounces along, you know?
Yeah, it is still one of my favorite places here.
Mine too.
I noticed.
I probably assuming you saw some of my strange behavior out here a few days.
I did not want to get into your way, and it's been busy.
I'm learning to get rid of some of the anger that's buried in. So, you shrug. It's a work in progress.
Yeah, we all have things that we always try to better ourselves.
Yeah. And how have you been doing?
It's been busy. There's a lot of preparations that need to happen before we head into that thing. I I saw it today, that bane.
Mm.
I was standing I was standing at the Hudson, and I looked towards Staten Island and I could see it.
Yeah. From what I understood, that thing we destroyed was concealing it. So it's more visible now.
Yeah, I heard there was a shield.
Mm.
If you took that out, then that is very likely the reason why I saw it just now.
Probably.
It is quite terrifying, to be honest.
I'm not in agreement. It is. If you're going to go in there, look over at her, just be ready. Because it's going to be like Malpheus all over again.
It's gonna be worse.
You'll nod. No, you're right. Kind of smile. I do that kind of nervous smile. Will and I both can vouch for that.
But we will Garou will fight.
Of course. You've always been strong. I wouldn't expect anything less.
I am not always strong.
In a way, you have been. You brought Will back when everyone else, myself included, thought he was gone. That level of will takes a lot, even if it's not physical strength. That level of will and determination is admirable.
In the end, all I needed to do was fall. Wasn't that hard?
Yeah, well, most people ain't willing to take the risk to fall.
Metis dies so another Garou can live.
In a way. But at the same time, twitch his head. You kind of think and rub his chin again. A Metis who exemplifies a standard. It's not something to be shamed at. It's something to point at and go there. That is what the nation expects of you. That example.
I prefer not to speak too much of those things. I don't need others to praise what I'm doing. I just do what I have to do.
I'll praise you when I know you're doing the right thing. And so far, you stepped up. And you've taken on the responsibility that Garou should have taken on, but you didn't, regardless, because it is your duty to do so. How can I fault you for doing the thing you were told?
We serve the nation best we can.
You just shrug. I may have been harsh at you before, but then again, I'm no better, really. Smile a bit.
We all make mistakes. And I realize that this sept is different than from where I grew up.
Vastly.
I can admit making mistakes. Take blame for it.
I think that's the key thing for all of us. Both what is good, but also what is bad. I think once you can accept both, then you can truly move forward.
I owe you an apology.
Look over. For what?
That mission. I made a mistake. And it cost us. And I was too afraid to admit it. And I knew you saw.
Kind of stretch. Stands up and takes off his jacket, and probably he's wearing one of those shirts, and Tate will notice something on his back, but he'll turn and look over at her. Well, then I owe you an apology.
You, you don't really.
I do. We both know I do. I did one of the few disrespectful things you could do to another guru to you that day at the castle. I did it out of rage. I did it out of spite. I did it out of hurt feelings. Because I was too afraid. Because I was too angry. And I spat in your face. When I should have let you try and explain.
You don't need to say sorry for that. I understand. And in the end,
If
I
you
was
want
the
to
one.
if you if you want to apologize for me for the mission, then I'm going to apologize to you for that. And no amount of both of us saying we don't need to apologize to each other can change that.
I'm not not comfortable with. Um,
If it helps, neither am I. But I am sorry for the things I did, for the words I said, for blindly stumbling instead of sitting down to see, to latte heen.
we both stumbled at that point.
But I did the greater offense, and we both know it.
I should have never made that howl. It set everything on edge. It's only makes sense that you reacted to it.
I reacted poorly, and I did it just as bad as an offense as that howl. So, in the end, it would be wrong of me not to apologize.
I'll accept the apology if you accept mine.
I accept your apology. Well, that's the most uncomfortable bit out of the way, at least. Kind of semi smile.
Yes, it is. We'll always keep our differences, though.
In the end, we will always be from similar but two very different worlds, Talate. The fact that the two of us, can sit down here and talk speaks volumes.
I've come to realize that a lot of things I grew up with are different, shine a different light on it. It's not always easy to accept that. Sometimes I don't want to. And I'll always be what I am. But I've learned to try and think before I act.
I'm learning the same. She'll kind of like bend down and put some of the water in his hand and watch it like flow through his fingers. I think we're both a lot more similar than we both realized.
I think we both realized it. That's what made it so difficult.
Maybe. Or maybe we're both too stubborn to admit that we were both, well, right in some cases, wrong in the other.
Yes.
Turn around to pick up something, and Tlate will see this long, spiraling, triple spiral tattoo actually going down his back. It looks like it was like carved into his flesh.
Yeah, she'll take note of it, but she won't say anything about it.
Like he'll turn back around and like have more water in his hands and kind of just run his hands through it, almost, looking out. I still remember the first time me and you were here, actually.
It's not too long after the Amazon.
No, it wasn't. I remember a certain person whose sole thing is water nearly drowning.
Yeah.
Still remember the look of shock on your face when I pulled you out of the water.
It's still something that confuses me. Although at this point, I'm thinking maybe the spirits did that on purpose.
Maybe they did, or maybe they didn't. But it was still amusing to see the shock on your little face when it was the Fianna who got you out of the water. And the awkwardness afterwards. That was truly priceless.
No one from where I came, no one would have done that.
I know. Will told me. Tell me what you guys went through. Well, some of it up there.
I see. I can't change how they feel.
No, you can't. As much as we try, we can't. But in the end, it's how you carry yourself. That's what truly matters.
I learned from it.
And that's the main thing.
If it hadn't been for Wendigo talking to us before that mission, when that happened, if it hadn't been for him and if it hadn't been for her, I don't think that I would have reacted the same way I did now. But she and him gave me the strength to see that no matter what I would do, in their eyes, I would never be what I am.
You look out at the lake again, running his fingers along the water. In the end, Wendigo himself chose you. One sept. doesn't define a person. When
No,
Seb can't, as hard and as traditional as they try to. I'm glad you realise that.
I
And I'm
know.
glad you gave her I'm glad you gave her a proper send off as well.
Yeah, it was the least I could do.
Yeah, I know.
Not a
I
day
still
goes by.
I still read her letter every day.
I, I haven't changed her room yet.
I just read it. I smile and I cry. And I kick myself and I laugh.
It's not your fault. It happens.
Part
You're
of it
very.
was. You look over, part of it was.
I think she would have considered that an insult to herself. For stating that you could in any way define her actions.
No, I could never, ever say to Pisa did anything based off anyone's influence. Smile to himself. For all the conflict that we had with each other at that time, she was right beside me, right until the very end.
Of course.
I know. I told you what she said to me, didn't I?
Yes.
I'll only tell you this. That initial second, I thought that was. I thought that she would hate me, that she hated me at that last moment, but then I saw tears in her face. Right at the end.
She was angry.
I
You
know.
were. You were as well. But she never hated you.
I hated you too.
You had every right.
I hated you. I hated Will. But I didn't hate her. I hated myself for hurting her that way.
I still wish that I could have changed places. It shouldn't have been her. It wasn't meant for her.
Do you honestly think Tepisa would have let you go when she was, when the whole kin was everything she fought for?
She wouldn't.
Then don't try think to trade places. I thought about it. It should have been me who should have dived in front of her. Should have been any one of the people there. I blamed everyone. In the end, Tepisa fought and died for what she believed in. And I will love her and admire her for the rest of my days because of that. I miss her every day.
All the things I do, all the actions I make, the words I choose, positions I take. I take them with her in my thoughts. Because I know that she wouldn't want me to give up, and she wanted me to be someone. So that's what I'm trying to do. I don't care what anyone else says. I know people disrespect me for what I am, especially in the position that I am in, alpha of a pack, being the keeper, while being a metis. But I don't mind because I know that she would be proud, that she would laugh, and that she would probably try to smack anyone who would speak badly of it.
Of course she would. I don't know what she'd make of me now. Probably donk me on the head a few times.
Most likely.
But I know she'd be there. Particularly when it was bad.
I miss her fire.
Funny enough, sometimes when I make decisions, I think of you actually giving out to me. But look over and smile a bit.
Me.
Yeah, I imagine the exact same pouty face you used to do not too long ago whenever me or Will did something stupid. Smiles a bit.
Well, you two were the ones who were managed to get into trouble a lot.
You still are, really.
You still are, really.
But I think both of us grew up.
I
Both of us.
hear.
You smile, you go first.
No.
Oh, you go first, Saskia.
Um, Claudine would not have forgotten what she was going to say, but
Oh
her
no.
player did.
I know that feeling.
This is the downside of eidetic memory.
I think you're saying something about Will and Aiden growing up or something like that.
Yeah, I know, but blah, it's gone.
You're just smile. I think we both grew up, both went through some things. Both came out different men.
Yeah, I still worry.
I miss you too.
You have your pack to take care of you now. You don't
I
need
know.
me.
I still miss you though. I still
I,
miss the fact that I just miss things. I miss all of us arguing up in the pack cabin, actually.
I'm sure you have your arguments with your pack too.
A little bit. Just smile. Nothing beats you and Will, though. You two really knew how to, well, get us all emotionally going. Smile over teasingly. But I don't regret them. I do miss our talks. That's what I miss the most.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I'm not. Whatever our packs do, whatever the way we'll carry ourselves, I think in the end, I think if the three of us, you, myself, and Will, can still talk, that I think I'll be truly happy with.
The past few months I changed.
So did I.
I know.
And let's just say, some was good, some was bad. I'm sure you noticed a lot of blood on the Strina stag.
I don't come there very often.
Good, you probably would have given yourself a heart attack.
I'm used to Wendigo Shrine.
Let's just say I gave my blood in a lot of cases to stop me doing things.
Was it to aid the sept?
In ways, just smile. It was more to stop. Just to stop being sad, do you know? So I'd feel something.
I don't think I really understand, but
I pray that you never do.
I mean, I've paid humanage.
I say chiminage all day.
No, I understood. And it's what I don't get. It's probably the difference between you and me. I am not someone who usually expresses herself very violently. You do. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that the things you do, I will probably never really understand. And same the other way around.
I think you're right there. Just nod. But then again, he'll smile actually as he kind of stands up, like putting back on his jacket. According to some people, I'm one of the most divisive people on Sept.
How so?
But if Jacob wants to call me that, that's his problem. He'll just smile to himself as he's zipping up his jacket.
In the end, we are maybe from different tribes and with different views on the world and on how things are being run. But we are one sept, and that is something that we need to remind ourselves of, I think, daily.
You walk over and kind of lightly just touch the side of her like hair, okay, pushing out one of the locks out of her face. I'm glad we're on the same page on that.
Hmm. You know, I've always worked with you, even if I disagreed with your, well, the things you said and the things you did. When it came to missions, we were there. And I would have never hesitated to do something just because you were there.
I always work with you too, despite sometimes me wanting to shout at you for how stubborn you were. But I still would respect your opinion, as any Theurge for the Sept.
Speaking of opinions, there is something that now that we're here, that I would like to discuss with you for a moment.
Go ahead.
There are a lot of new people on Sept, new packs that came here to aid us. I have seen 2 Fiona packs get a Fenris pack as well.
Not.
And
I've seen one of yours too after arriving.
exactly. I do not know the Garu of that pack, but I know that they are from our, well, our former Sept. And I know the ideas that are on my former Sept. Not just about me, but about the nation in general. I think we need to watch those facts closely and make sure that the situation will go as peacefully as possible. There will not be conflicts of them.
Not. No, that's sound logic. I'd accept that. I think that if we can minimize as much conflict as we can amongst those different people, I think it would be better off in the long run.
Yes.
I'll talk to my uncle. I'll make sure that he knows to keep a distance from your people if there's any instances to come to any of us respectively before things escalate.
We'll do the same.
If not, if there is any instances, we'll approach it together.
I just
No
hope
matter,
that they will
no matter,
respect it.
they will have to. They came here to fight. We didn't come to them.
I am still that Metis.
And I'm just a ragabash. But our deeds and our names carry weight.
Yours will.
Yours is too, Raven's third eye. More than you think.
Perhaps.
And after all, you are the keeper of the land. In some ways, they have to respect what you say.
I'm also the Metis whose face got bitten in half because she stood up for her packmate.
And I'm the man who they kicked out of the Guardian because he couldn't bring himself to go on a patrol due to Horano. But we're both. We can dwell on our faults all we want. But both of us have done great things. As much as we like to dwell on our faults, we can remind the others of the things we have done and the names we've earned because of them, if we want them to ever coexist.
Let's just make sure that everything will go as well as it can.
We'll do our best and see where the ripples fall and try to react accordingly.
Yes.
It was good talking to you again.
It was. If you ever need me, or if you just want to talk, I'm usually here around this time.
Might pop by. If you ever need me, I usually wander around here most days.
And I'll know where to find you.
You'll just nod. Well, I better get back.
Yes. I'll need to go back too.
It was nice to see you, LWoD.
I'll see you soon again, Aiden.
Nod his head and will make his way back towards his pack cabin, hands in his pockets. Walking not as arrogantly as he always does, just kind of more. She definitely noticed there's a more somber edge to him lately.
Thought we'll watch him go and then looks out over the lake for a couple of more minutes before she will get up as well and head to her cabin to prepare dinner for probably a hungry Arun at some point. And with that, we will end the scene. Thank you, Play, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And, well, see you next time.